Liam, it's been a while since we've spoke on camera, since the Bradford friendly on Christmas Eve. How's preparations been going in the second half of pre-season?
We had a week off after the Christmas Eve game, which were a good time to have it after 7 weeks hard work in a game, and then come back in New Year and done a couple of weeks prep in time for this game against Keighley, and just tried to progress from where we were at, and obviously we'll get a little bit more of a gauge of that on Sunday.
We had a post-training session against Dewsbury as well. How much do you think that's aided your preparations?
We probably didn't get quite what we wanted out of it. Both teams probably think the same way, but it was still a valuable experience for us. Still got to run a little bit more as a team and see what we're about. So it were fairly useful, but generally the training's been good, and we're just looking forward to getting going now.
So moving on to Sunday, then it's the final friendly at Keighley. Is this the time when you start to nail down in your mind the starting 13 for that first 1895 Cup game at Oldham next week?
Yeah, it will be. Obviously, from a coaching point of view, you're constantly thinking what your best team is every day from first day of pre-season or from when you complete your squad. And it changes every week. But this is the last chance for everybody to get a run out. And obviously then my job becomes a tough one the week after to pick a team, a 17 for the Oldham game, which is a pretty hot start for us. We need to come out of the blocks and get that job done.
Since the last time we spoke as well, we've signed Gareth Widdop on a short-term deal to bring him back to his hometown club. Are we likely to see him feature in any of the pre-season games?
He won't feature this week. He's only been back from Australia. He came back from Australia in December and started training in January, so it'd be foolish of us to play him too soon. We need to get a little bit of training into his legs and make sure he's up to speed, just for not for a fitness issue. He's a fit enough bloke, but we want him for the duration of the season, so rushing him back when we've got sort of four pivots in those positions that have been training really well. It's not something that we want to rush. But having said that, if we do lose somebody, he'll be ready to go. We just want to try and get a little bit more into his body before we throw him out onto a field.
What's it been like having him around the group?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, it's an adjustment for him. Probably more so than anybody else, going from full time and all the environments that he's been in to come into part time, where it's waiting around for him all day to come training and training with lads who've been grafting all week and seeing. I think he's mentioned it in a press release somewhere, seeing how tough some of these blokes are that are putting in big shifts during the day, being around them and having a good laugh with them. And so he's settled in really well. He's a good character, he's a good bloke, and he's got high standards, so there's not going to be an issue there. It's just a case of him adjusting to the condensed training, sort of going from 6 o'clock onwards straight through to 8 o'clock with no rest in between, in the various forms of gym, wrestle, skills, and on the field. But yeah, it's not an issue for him. He's more than capable, we know that.
How's the general health of the squad? Any injuries to update us on?
Dougie's recovering from his thumb still, so he's still a good couple of months away yet. But we try to keep positive around Dougie, because obviously it's back to back with his thumb. But he'll be like having a new player. Well, he is a new player, but mid-season signing when he comes back. Salty's gone down with a little bit of flu this week, so he might struggle for Sunday. And yeah, I think that's about it at the minute. So yeah, not too bad, and hopefully get through Sunday and then full squad-ish to pick from for Oldham.
We spoke before the Bradford friendly about what you wanted to get out of the game. You said it was more about the defensive side and getting some whack and some tackles into the boys. That pitch isn't really conducive to attacking rugby, so is Sunday's game a bit more of the same, or is it now you want to try and put some of your attacking philosophies into play on a field?
It's still along the lines of getting your timing in contact and getting your carries in, and all that sort of timing issues back into play before we play next week. And as much as it won't be perfect within 1 or 2 friendlies, it helps. It's something that I mentioned before. It's really difficult to train that 100% intensity. Even with the opposed session at Dewsbury, we went full on, but it just misses that 3 or 4 5% or whatever it is, where the crowd's involved and you know what's on the line and that type of thing. So it will be about that, and obviously we want to see a progression in how we attack and start to see how we're playing with the ball, but that'll take time. But again, those are technical issues that we can fix up, and you're constantly fixing up on the run. Effort, hard work and determination, they're the standards for any team, and that's what we look for as coaches, and I'm sure that's what the fans want to see, is an hard working Halifax Panthers team, and that's what we're trying to get them.